Welcome back. So today I decided to do this green eye. I'm obsessed with sage lately. Everything I want is now sage. I was on Pinterest the other night and I saw these like gorgeous sage green suits and I was just like, I just need everything sage. And then I got an idea of doing like a soft sage makeup look. It is a little bit more smokier than what I was expecting, but I'm still actually really happy with how it came out. I went through so many of my eyeshadow palettes looking for this type of green, and could I find it? Could I? Everything was either like forest green or lime green or like every other type of green except the green I was looking for. So I came up with a little concoction and I'm pretty happy with the green that I made. If I could change it slightly, I would like this green to be like a tiny bit lighter. And if you want to see how we get the whole look, please keep watching. So I'm taking my Marc Jacobs primer, then just to prime my skin first. I'm going in with my Nars Longwear Radiant Foundation. I mix a little bit of the Sheer Glow foundation with this too. And I'm just applying this all over with my Ofra Beauty Sponge. Then I'm jumping in to concealer. I'm taking my Jouer Cosmetics concealer and I'm using this to highlight underneath the eyes and down along my T-zone just to brighten that area up a little bit. And then I'm just using the same sponge then just to blend that in. I really like using sponges for concealers. I feel like it just melts it into the skin really nicely and just like gives it a much more of a flawless finish. And I'm going in with a darker shade of the Jouer concealer and I'm using this to carve out my cheekbones. A little goes a long way with this product, so you literally only need a tiny amount. So I just blended it with the brush first and then went over it with my beauty sponge just to kind of melt it back into the skin. And then whatever was left on the brush, I just used that around my hairline, just along the sides of my temples, just to kind of bring a bit more bronze into that area of my skin as well. To set then, I'm using my Huda Beauty translucent powder. This is in the shade Pound Cake. So I use this with my sponge as well for underneath my eyes, and then I lightly do it along my T-zone as well and along my smile lines. Now I'm taking these brow pomade from Kat Von D Beauty. I take the Satellite Blue and the Daffodil to make this green, and I mix a little bit of the white one into that as well. When I put it on, it went a little bit greener than what I kind of wanted it to be. So I just went with it anyway and put it all over and blended it out. Then I added a little bit more just to see, but it ended up making it even more green. Kind of went a little bit more on like a pale lime green. So I took my Natasha Denona palette and took the shade Savannah, and I probably shouldn't have done it this way, but I went straight over this with my eyeshadow, and as you can see it went really patchy, but I went with it and I just kept blending and hoped that it would blend out, and it did eventually blend out. But I wouldn't recommend just putting the shadows straight on top of these because it just goes really patchy. But as I said, I just kept blending it and it eventually blended out, and then it gave us this like deeper sage smokier look. Then I take the Maybe Baby eyeliner from Dose of Colours, which is a very similar green shade, and I use this underneath my eye for a base. I blended it out then with some of the shade Savannah from the Safari palette. And in my waterline, I wanted to use like a warm brown just to add some contrast. So I took my Costa Riche pencil from MAC. It's just this nice soft warm brown. And then in with mascara to coat my lashes before I go in with my false lashes. And these are Lilly lashes in the style Hollywood. Then I just take my roller liner from Benefit, and I just use this in the inner top corner from where my eyelash ends to where it like meets my eye, so it just fills in that little gap. And then a little bit of blush. I'm taking Warm Soul from MAC just to add some colour to my cheeks. And then to highlight, I'm taking my Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion. This is the shade number 2, so it's the goldier shade. I'm just using that to highlight along my cheekbones. Then I'm going in with Chicory Pencil from MAC. I'm just using this on a really light touch because it goes quite dark if you use a heavier pressure. but I just like the tone of this, so I'm just using that to lightly line my lips. Then going in with this lipstick from Too Faced. It's called Disrobed, so it's just a nice soft peach colour. Just putting that all over, and then just to lighten it slightly, I take the shade Doll Face, which is a lighter shade, on top. Then to finish it off, this is the Butter Gloss from NYX in the shade Fortune Cookie. So that is it for this video. I am really happy with how the green turned out. Quite similar to what I had in my mind, so I'm glad that came out pretty close to how I wanted it to come out. It's nothing worse than when you have an idea and then you go and try and execute it and it just does not work. So I'm glad that this worked out. I hope you really like this look. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.